take off the mask, not in a cliche way, because I think everybody, you don't have to get on the camera and take off your wig or whatever, but take off the mask of strength. Like, who are you performing for? Who are you putting on for? Who are you, being strong for? Because at the end of the day, you may think you're being strong for them. I may think I'm being strong for my platform or the people that need me, but I'm being weak for myself. Pop for your girl.
That's right. It's a podcast.
It's pop for your girl.
We got to go out.
Pop for your girl. It's pop for your girl. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Nwugochi Alice Lewis here, and welcome to Pod for Your Girl. We are back with another episode, okay? And I'm just happy to be here with y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. If you are new to Pod for Your Girl, we are a platform where women of color feel seen, heard, and get spiritually poured into, okay? This episode, like every other, we are going to be focusing on breaking the stereotype that Black women have to be strong, that women of color have to be strong, that we have to put it all on our back. This is the place where you come to be soft, to feel like, you have a moment in your day where you could just unwind, where you could relate, where you could talk about meaningful things, where, you could just have a moment for yourself, okay? Do you ever just feel like, I need a moment for myself? This is one of those episodes. And y'all, this is a reminder episode. I didn't do an episode last week, and I just want to remind y'all that it's okay. It's okay to not be Superwoman. It's okay to not show up in every area. It's okay to miss the mark. It is okay. And I didn't drop an episode last week, and to everybody who listens on a weekly basis, I apologize for that. My daughter was sick. And my husband needed me in his business. Those of y'all know my husband, he runs a amazing production company that has been sustaining us and our family for almost 9 years now. He has been a full-time entrepreneur. He take care of the bills. He makes sure everything taken care of, okay? And he needed me, y'all, last week. And so I had to step in and help him out with his business. There was just, and of course, y'all know that I'm just, branching out and expanding my entrepreneurship journey. And so, with my daughter being sick, being in the shop, for my boutique, and, being there for my husband and his business, there was a lot on my plate last week. And I just was not able to show up for the podcast. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt a little disappointed in myself because this year I was all about consistency. We gotta go, we gotta grind, we gotta get it. You know what I mean? And I wasn't able to show up for myself. And I felt a little bit down. But then I remembered, and I was like, how you gonna get down about the situation and you're doing what you tell people not to do on the podcast? Like, you're literally doing it. And it's just like, I tell y'all, we got to break that stereotype of being the strong Black woman. I tell y'all, what stress and worry and anxiety does, for your health. And here I am worrying about the fact that I couldn't drop an episode. I'm worrying, not to mention I'm already stressed out because I have to be there for my daughter, be there for my husband, be there for the business. And then on top of that, I'm adding worrying about the podcast. And so I said to myself, you know what? I had to remind myself, like, you can't do that. You have to be, and this is the episode where I literally have to show up and say to myself, I have to be the woman that is not the strong black woman, because I tell y'all that. I tell y'all, you don't have to be super woman. You don't have to be, the strong black woman. And here I am trying to be it. And so I had to allow myself a moment to be soft. I had to allow myself a moment to say it's going to be okay. Like, if I have to start over with the podcast, if I have to, not do an episode, if I miss the episode, it's going to be okay. And just live in that and just say, like, my shield is down. I am not superwoman. And so for that, y'all already know, I always do a go girl. I am the go girl for this episode. I am saying, patting myself on the back, and I'm saying go girl, because it was hard to put down the shield. And anybody who has done it, you're not giving up on yourself. You're not saying, you can't do it, because we all know you can do it, sis. We know you can do it, okay? We know you could have showed up. We know you could have been there. You could have recorded. You could have edited. You could have done. But for me to just put down the shield and say, I can't do everything, and that's okay. That is me living this podcast out. That is me taking my own advice. That is me practicing what I preach. And y'all are about to see a whole new person, to where y'all are really about to see me practice what I preach. I don't want to just tell y'all to live well and don't worry, don't stress, cast your cares onto the Lord, and I don't do it. So last week, I had to cast my care of not doing this podcast onto the Lord. I had to cast my cares of, are people going to, is the algorithm going to pick up on it? The algorithm. I had to cast that care onto the Lord. And so, I'm saying, go girl, it's okay. There's a couple more things about myself that since last week, since I was able to do that, I'm starting to realize about myself. I'm starting to tap in about myself. I'm starting to see that I worry a lot more than I like to tell people. If you was to see me out in public, you would think your girl got it all together. You would think, oh, she good, she doing it, she got her business, she married, she got her 2 kids, she got a boy and a girl, she drive a nice car, she got the nice bag, she got the nice clothes, she a designer, she, got a bomb job, all of these things. You would think I have it all together. But I'm telling y'all right now, I'm laying down the shield, and I'm telling y'all, I do not have all the answers. I do not have it all together. And I just want to kind of transition into the Patch Your Weave segment, because when I started Pod for Your Girl, the Patch Your Weave segment is the segment where we break stereotypes for women of color, where we specifically break the stereotype that Black women have to be strong. And I really, really, really want to dismantle that stereotype so bad. I want to dismantle that stereotype so bad. And, I think the biggest way that I could dismantle that is by sharing, is that it starts with me. It starts with me dismantling the stereotype in my own self. So many times I don't allow people to see what I'm really going through, not because I'm doing it on purpose, but because I have become accustomed to waking up, putting my makeup on, getting dressed, looking nice. I have become accustomed to doing these things. I become accustomed to, just putting myself together to where I go out the house. And one thing that me and my husband is having a conversation about is when I come home and I take off my makeup, I take off the wig, I, get into my comfiest pajamas, you know what I mean? And I'm just in relaxed mode. He sees the real me. He sees when I'm worried. He sees when I'm distraught. He sees when I'm really, really, really going through something. And so the me that y'all see on camera is not the me that I am when I'm at home. And so I have to start to allow y'all to really see who I am, not just in front of the camera, but all the time. I have to like peel back the layers and show you guys the real authentic me that is not strong all the time. And one thing that I'm learning is that I really do suffer from OCD, y'all. And I really have to admit to that. In the last couple of weeks, there are things, and OCD, if y'all don't know, that's obsessive compulsive disorder, where you obsess over small things, okay? And when I was a child, I've had this since as long as I can remember. And when I was a child, the way that I used to obsess before I went to sleep at night, I had a fear that if I went to sleep, that I was going to, there was a possibility that I wouldn't wake up. So I had a nightly routine. I would go and I would check all the stove burners on the stove to make sure that the gas was turned off. I would go and I would check the door to make sure that the door was locked. And I would have to like turn it. Even though I saw it locked, I had to physically turn the lock and make sure that it was locked. And I would do it like 3 times. And I would turn all the burners, make sure they were off 5 times each. And I would make sure it was like a routine system. And then only when I made sure everything was good downstairs, the garage door was locked, the front door was locked, the burners were all turned off, then I could go upstairs. Then when I laid down in my bed, because I wasn't sure if I was going to wake up in the morning, there was a possibility I would possibly, this would be my last night on earth. I had to say prayers a specific way. I had to tell all of my siblings good night. I had to tell all of my siblings that I loved them. I had to tell my mom and dad that I loved them. I had to tell them good night. And this was a nightly thing that I did. It was a routine, y'all. And it like, I didn't know it back then, but I had characteristics of OCD. And as I got older, those characteristics developed into different ways my OCD manifests as an adult. One of the things that I struggle with is I have something called Trichotillomania. To where, and some of y'all may know it, some of y'all may not know what that means. It's trick for short. If you look it up, it's someone that is obsessively, they pull their hair. Like y'all may know people that don't have any eyebrows. Y'all may know people that don't have any eyelashes because they pull their eyelashes. For me, like I actually pull my physical, like the hair that's on my head. This is a wig, so y'all can't, see, but I actually pull my hair out. And what happens is I obsess over things and I have thoughts that run through my mind and I think about these things constantly. And when I do that, and these things are on a pattern in my head, then I just, all of a sudden, I'm pulling my hair and I don't even know it, right? And so this is something that I have struggled with for a really, really long time. I will never forget. And it didn't just happen in my adult years. It started when I was maybe around 12. When I was 12, y'all, we was fighters, okay? I grew up in Metro Atlanta, Stone Mountain to be exact, okay? Stone Mountain, East Side baby. And we used to walk home and we would get bullied. People would, call us African booty scratchers. We was always the weird kids anyway because we was African. And, when we were younger, people didn't realize it we talked with an accent. We didn't realize it, but because my parents talked with an accent, we talked with an accent. Anyways, so 12 years old, and we're walking home, and this girl, I don't even know how we got into it, but we ended up getting into a fight. And my big sisters were there. Her big sister was there. And we were fighting. Every time I was fighting her, and I would be on top of her, and I would be like about to be really fighting her. Her sister would pull me off of her, and she would be like, "Nah, y'all got to start over." And then we would start fighting again, and then I would be beating her up, and she would pull me off of her, and she'd be like, "Nope, y'all need to start over." And so then the last time we were fighting, and the girl, she just grabbed my hair, and I couldn't get her to let go of my hair. So I couldn't, she was taller than me. So, she's holding my hair. And so my hits aren't landing. So she's holding my hair and just punching me. And, at the end of the fight, she had actually pulled out a chunk of my hair, and I had a bald spot on the side of my head. Y'all, I was not crying. I wasn't even frustrated. I was just like in shock that a chunk of my hair was like missing from the side of my head. And, in that moment, I realized that you could remove your hair from your head. I don't know. It was like an actual recollection of you could remove your head from your hair could come out. And I remember having that mindset of knowing that your hair can come out of your scalp. And after that, I was kind of just obsessed with pulling my own hair out. Y'all. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because I feel like so many times, like I put a mask on, like I got it all together. Like I'm a prayer warrior. I'm this Christian. I'm a believer. I love God. And so that means that I can't be suffering with anything. That means that I, and I've lived in this place for so long. How are you going to pray for this person? How are you going to deliver this person? And you're dealing with this, or you're battling this, or you're still struggling with your OCD. And granted, this, I will say it comes and goes. Like I just don't pull out my hair all the time. And I've had times where I've gone without suffering with Trich. I've had years where, I've gone 3 years without pulling. I've gone 5 years without pulling. There's always some type of trigger that happens to where I start getting back on that path and where I'm pulling. Now, the reason why I'm sharing all this is because I put on this mask, like I got it all together because the wig is covering it. Y'all cannot see what is really underneath and what I'm really going through. But I really do feel like I'm at a place where I cannot continue to mask and hide that and say that I'm this strong person. Yes, I am a prayer warrior. If you call me up today, I'm going to pray you through. Okay, I'm going to get a prayer through. Yes, I am called. I am anointed. I am chosen by God. However, I am struggling with certain things. And we have to take the mask off because the only way we can take the mask off, I heard Joyce Meyer, she was talking, and this is not a race thing, so I don't want to make it a race thing, but I want us to learn from this. Joyce Meyer, being a white woman, she was able to preach a sermon, and she talked about how she's on medication for her depression. And she released that so effortlessly. She said it so effortlessly. And she said, sometimes I struggle with telling y'all that because I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, because I'm going through something, you got to go get on medication. And in that moment, I was able to relate to her. And so in this moment, I want to share with y'all, I struggle with OCD. And I struggle with Trich. I struggle with different areas of my life that doesn't allow me to be that I try to put on the mask to be strong in public so I could keep, being the person that people call on, being the person that prays for people, being the person that supports people, being the person that got it all together. But at the end of the day, I'm killing myself. And this is what I talk about on the podcast. If I'm going to truly break the stereotype of being this strong person, this strong Black woman, y'all have to know that this level of strength is different. This level of strength is not, I'm strong because of what I can do. This level of strength as me being a Black woman is strength enough to rest in the Lord, knowing that I don't have all my stuff together. I am not the end all be all. I don't have it all together. I've gone so long, trying to say to myself, like, when you get to a place when you're really healed from trick, when you're really healed from, pulling your hair, when you're really healed, that's when you can share the testimony. Wait till you come out, and that's when you can share with people what you went through, what you've been through. But guess what, y'all? I don't want to wait any longer. I want to share with y'all, like, this is who I am. Like, and if this is the thorn that remains in my side, this is the thorn that remains in my side. I may never stop pulling my hair, but it will never take away who I am. And so in this moment, I want to show you guys. Okay. So this is who I am. This is what has been going on. I want to really be fully transparent. And I want to show you guys that this is me. No hair on my side, patches, bald spots. This is who I am. I don't know, if y'all can see, but this is me. This is Nwugochi. This is who, my husband comes home to at night. This is what he sees when he comes home to. This is, when I come home and I take off my wig and I, am who I am. This is me. I don't know how I got here. I can't really tell you, all the things that got me to this place to where I pull my hair out. And y'all, I did have hair. But I recently shaved it off because I was like, let me just shave off all my hair, because at the end of the day, if I shave off all my hair, maybe I'll stop. Hello. What's up, girl? Yes, I'm talking to you. Did you hit the subscribe button yet? All right, y'all, take a second, pause this video, and go subscribe to the channel. Subscribe right now, because guess what? When you subscribe, you are helping us over here. You are helping your girl to just go forward and do the thing that God has called her to do. So if you want to help, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow our community here at Pod for Your Girl. Listen, this podcast is for you. Yes, you, girl. So go ahead and subscribe and join the community. All right, I'm super excited. I know you hit that subscribe button. I'm excited to welcome you to the community, and I'm excited to just have you join in on the conversation. All right, y'all, let's get back to the episode. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. There you go. Maybe I'll stop pulling my hair, but I'm going to tell y'all, it looked like you can't grip it, but I can still grip it, and I still be pulling even these short strands. And so at the end of the day, I really just want to be transparent with y'all, because I want y'all to know that for Black women, we have to change what strength looks like. Strength does not look like go out, have it all together, have the amazing corporate job, have the successful business, have the amazing marriage, have the 2 kids with the white picket fence, and still put dinner on the table. Still, perform intimately your wifely duties, okay? Still, show up and be the best. You know what I mean? Still have the doctorate, have the accolades, have the title. You know what I mean? That is not strength, y'all. And I am redefining what strength looks like for me as a woman of color. Strength is allowing myself to know that even through this, God is going to see me through. Even through this moment of me being bald, this is the worst that it's ever been, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. This is the worst that it's ever been, to where I have patches everywhere, y'all. This is the worst that my trick has ever been. This is the worst. Like, it has never been this bad. And so, if I could encourage y'all today, just shifting into the faith-filled segment, if I could encourage y'all today, it would be to take off the mask. Take off the mask. Not in a cliche way, because I think everybody, you don't have to get on the camera and take off your wig or whatever, but take off the mask of strength. Like, who are you performing for? Who are you putting on for? Who are you, being strong for? Because at the end of the day, you may think you're being strong for them. I may think I'm being strong for my platform or the people that need me, but I'm being weak for myself. I'm hurting myself. I'm literally hurting myself. All that strength is taking a toll on me. Putting it on my back is taking a toll on me. I have to be able to release. I have to be able to release this thing and say, I don't want to carry it anymore. I want to be soft. And I want to be soft in every area of my life. I want to be soft in my marriage. I want to be soft in my ministry. I want to be soft in this podcast. I want to be soft. I want to be soft in my relationship with God. I want to be soft. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to be the person that have it all figured out. I am the person that's still figuring it out, but I will still love on you. I will still show up for you. But guess what? You got to let me figure it out. You got to let me be bald. Okay? You got to let me be this person. Okay? Yeah, everybody is not the same. Some people behind closed doors, they may have a drinking problem. Some people may have a marijuana problem. Some people may, have other issues that they're struggling with. You know what I mean? But I am no less than those other people. Like, you got to let me be this person. But am I still going to, serve God? Am I still going to serve you? Am I still going to serve in this podcast? Yes, but I'm going to do it soft. Every, March, we do something called Crazy Praise Prayer. And I'm looking forward to doing Crazy Praise Prayer in the soft version of knowing that, hey, I don't have it all together. I am a bald head scallywag. I am, not all the way there when it comes to, where God would have me in my OCD healing journey. But this is the start to me sharing my reality with y'all and opening the door for us as women of color to say, we are going through. We are going through. We are not strong. Y'all, we are not strong. And if we keep on trying to be strong, we are going to kill ourselves. We are going to kill ourselves. We are going to drive ourselves right to our own funeral. If we don't stop and put it down and say, listen, I am not strong. I am struggling. I am struggling. Okay. And the thing is, people, you have to let us You have to let us be like that. You have to let us be our own version of strong. Okay, women of color, can we just start to define the narrative that this is our own version of strong? Okay. And so, yeah. So I just, really hope this, and I pray that this helps somebody. I'm going to be opening up about my journey with Trick and what I've been going through and how it's going. If I'm pulling, if I'm not, if my hair is growing, y'all, I'm bringing y'all into this journey with me. We are going to continue Pod for Your Girl. Y'all write in, email me at Nwugochi, NWUGOCHI @gmail.com, and share with me, what is your narrative of strong? What is it? What are you doing right now that is taking you everything to be strong in? What is, and how can you change that to define it and to make it your definition of strong? We are not going to be the world's strength. We are going to define our own strength for ourselves, for what works as us. For me, it's taking off the wig sometimes. It's going out in public like this and saying, this is me. It's saying, like, you're going to see what I really am behind closed doors, that I'm not really strong, that every time I step out the house and I'm doing the business, or I'm doing the podcast, or, I'm on a certain platform, or I'm speaking, or I'm preaching, or I'm praying for somebody, please believe it's not by my own strength. It's not by my own strength, because I could never. Okay, I could never. This is, if I try to do it in my own strength, this is what it looks like. But when I'm doing these other things, I could never do it in my own strength. And so God gets the glory for anything that I do. And so when I show up put together, when I show up like I got it all together, I feel like God can get more of the glory from me taking off my mask and taking off my wig and saying, I could never do it in my own strength, because this is what it looks like behind closed doors. Everything, and I try to tell people this, everything that I have for, I pray for. People, I don't know if y'all believe me when I say that. Every single thing that I really truly have, I prayed that thing. I prayed it. And so I do not take credit for anything that I have. And so for me, it's like, God, if I don't have it right now, I ain't praying hard enough. I ain't pray for it. If I don't have it, I ain't pray for it. And so I know that God is able. I know He's able to, get me through this situation. And I'm just, yes, we just gonna go. We just gonna keep going. I hope you guys are encouraged from this episode. I hope you guys stay encouraged in this episode. I hope you guys stay, come along with me for the journey. I'm doing this thing scared. I was not going to do this. I don't know why I did this. This is the only episode I have for this week. So there's no going back, or y'all will not have an episode again. But yeah, this is where we at. This is me. This is who I am. And so if you're just listening to the audio, you got to go watch the video on YouTube. I took my wig off. And yeah, this is who I am. And I just want y'all to know, like, I can't tell you guys to be strong, and I'm not being that. I can't tell you guys to not be strong. I'm sorry. I can't tell you guys to not be the strong Black woman. And I'm so too busy being the strong Black woman. No, it stops now. I am in my soft Black woman era. And, this is a part of that. This is a journey that I have to, no one can live this journey for me. I have to live this journey and walk this thing out by myself. No one can come in and say, here's your hair back. And for those of y'all that don't know, I had hair. I had some hair now. I was not bald headed. I have some hair. Okay. And, so no one can say that they didn't, they did this for me. I have to do it for myself. And so this is where I'm at, y'all. And I hope that y'all come along with me for the journey. I would be remiss to say I am nervous to put this episode out. I am scared to put this episode out because my family don't even see this side of me. My family don't even see my hair looking like this. They don't know that I'm going through this. So, and I didn't tell them. And so they're probably going to find out the same time that you find out that this is one of my struggles. But I'm tired of being strong. And so y'all have to see the real me. And y'all have to allow me to be my version of strong, which is this. Yeah, this is it. So, yeah. I love you guys so much. And I thank you guys I thought I was going to cry, but I didn't. Praise God. I thought I was going to cry, but I didn't. So thankfully, God is good. And we're just going to keep growing. Next week's episode, I'm going to talk more about OCD. I'm going to talk more about trick. I'm going to talk more about this journey, this mental health journey. And I am not a counselor. I am not nothing. I'm just sharing my journey in hopes that it will help someone else. And so that is the faith-filled segment. Y'all lean on the Lord. Amen. Amen. So I love y'all. Until next episode. Peace.